Hey everyone, welcome in to another daily editorial here on the KE Report. We're getting an update from Labrador Gold, traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol LAB and on the OTCQX under the symbol NKOSF. I am chatting with the president and CEO, Roger Moss. Now, Labrador Gold is focused at the Kingsway property in Newfoundland. The company has ongoing 100,000-meter drill program, really focused on making more discoveries on this Kingsway property. Most recently, just yesterday, June 7th, we had a news release that reported 7 holes, the first one from the Golden Glove target, and 6 holes from the Pristine Target. Like, it really seemed like all or most of these holes hit gold mineralization, some high grade up to around 10 grams per ton. And then the widths, they really vary anywhere from about 1 meter the whole way up to 20 meters. That 20-meter drill result came from the Pristine target at just under 2 grams per ton. Let's start with the Golden Glove target here. Drill results being 6.22 grams per ton gold over 4 meters. This included a higher grade section of a little over 10 grams per ton gold over 2 meters. First hole into Golden Glove here. Roger, what's it telling you about the potential?
Oh yeah, thanks for the introduction there, Cory. Always good to chat. I think a lot of people had high hopes for Golden Glove, including our team here on the ground, to be able to produce these kind of numbers from the first hole that we drilled there, or the first results that we have back from that hole, is really great. It kind of relieves the pressure a little bit. It does indicate that we're definitely onto something at Golden Glove. One of the things that I pointed out in the news release was that this hole is located about 160 meters south of the Golden Glove discovery outcrop. That outcrop had some pretty fantastic grades. It had visible gold in the quartz vein. I think the highest grade was like around 338 grams a ton, and so that was significant and very exciting. And to be able to at least see that we have gold 160 meters to the south of this outcrop is a really good indication that there's a lot to be found between that drill hole and the actual outcrop. So very excited about that. The other thing that a lot of people have been commenting on and talking about is that Golden Glove is on the east side of the Appleton Fault. And a lot of people like the fact that it's on the east side of the Appleton Fault because that's where newfound golds, Keats Zone, Lotto Zone, Golden Joint, Big Dave, all of those occurrences are on the east side of the Appleton Fault. So now we finally have our own occurrence on the east side of the Appleton Fault, and it looks like it's starting off pretty good.
So, Roger, just remind everybody about the discoveries made to date at this Kingsway project. Through all your drilling, as we've been chatting, you guys have made 4 discoveries. Break down those 4 for us, please.
Just to kick off, I have to really congratulate the team here on the ground and what they've managed to do over. And it's only been just over a year since we started drilling last March. And as you said, 4 targets have been drilled and we made 4 discoveries. The first one, of course, was Big Vein. It still remains the biggest and the highest grade discovery that we made at Kingsway. That's the one we started drilling on back in March, and we're still drilling there today. After that, the next discovery in terms of drilling was the Pristine Target, where we were following up on some till samples that had pristine gold grains in them, hence the name. And that target was started drilling back in March, and has already come up with some really good grades. And also, as you pointed out in this news release that we put out yesterday, the longer intercepts of sort of 20 meters at about just under 2 grams a ton. So that's ongoing, the drilling there, and lots more results to come from the Pristine Target. And then we started drilling the Midway Target, and Midway is a slightly different beast. It's further away from the Appleton Fault Zone. The gold there is hosted in gabbros rather than quartz veins in sedimentary rocks. But we have had some significant results there as well. I think we had something like 3 grams a ton over 6 meters, very close to surface. So again, we're just beginning to understand the mineralization in those gabbros at Midway, and then finally, here at Golden Glove, this was the first hole, and as I said, this is the fourth discovery that we've made in the last year of drilling. I think one of the important things to point out here is that all of these discoveries were made by the Labrador Gold team, and we weren't drilling known occurrences. So this is grassroots exploration taken through to the drill targeting and drilling stage, and successful in every one that we've targeted. So I think that's hats off to the team on the ground here.
So, Roger, the company has hit pretty consistent gold mineralization throughout the drilling at a number of these different targets. 4 now discoveries, as you just outlined. But I feel like the market's waiting for this headline hole. We constantly hear of investors using that barometer of 100 gram meters. So, gram times width equals over 100. Company hasn't really hit that level yet. But again, you have hit gold at pretty much every area that you have drilled. Do you think that's what's holding investors' interest back, is that one big discovery hole, because of the fact that you haven't had it, but you have hit gold very consistently through all the drilling?
Oh yeah, I think the investors are looking for the home run in terms of the intersection. Certainly, we've had high grades at Big Vein, and we've had 100+ gram meter intersections, but typically they've been over fairly narrow width. So, for example, I think our largest or highest grade is probably about 215 grams a ton, but it was only over half a meter or something like that. So yeah, we've had a few plus 100 gram meter holes or intersections, but generally those intersections have been fairly narrow and nothing like the sort of 20-meter plus intervals that Newfound Gold has been seeing down on Queensway. And I think that's part of the reason for the excitement at Golden Glove. There's an expectation that because Golden Glove is situated on the east side of the Appleton Fault, which is where Newfound have had all their success, that's the one that people are really looking at and expecting big things from.
So where's the drills turning now? And how far are you through this 100,000 meter drill program?
Right now we have drills at Big Vein, at Midway, and at Golden Glove. We have one drill that is about to move about 8 kilometers north of Big Vein to what's called a CSAMT target. And that target, it's called CSAMT because that's a geophysical survey that we did back in 2020 that outlined some good anomalies there. And that target, I believe, is going to be the fifth target where we intersect good gold mineralization. And for all those people out there that like the east side of the Appleton Fault, that is going to be on the east side of the Appleton Fault as well. So we're going to be drilling up there. It's a very complicated structural zone. And as many of your listeners will probably know, structure in orogenic gold systems is what you want. And the more complicated, the better, at least for getting the gold into the rocks, maybe not for figuring out where it actually is, but that's going to be a really exciting target to drill. And we're expecting to be up there next week. So look out for that. In terms of where we are in the program, we're just short of about 50,000 meters, almost halfway through the 100,000 meter planned drilling.
So as this 100,000 meters progresses, as you said, you're only about halfway through. Are you going to focus in or hone in on any of these targets a bit more to maybe grow the mineralized footprint? I know you're not really looking at any resources right now. That's too early. But in terms of a focus on one of these targets, do you see the shift in the program coming at all in this program?
Not really a shift. I mean, we've certainly focused on Big Vein. That's really the vein that keeps on giving. We're still drilling deeper. We're drilling to the southwest. Just got another set of permits that allows us to drill further to the southwest and also to the northeast. So it's Big Vein is still open in both directions, and we're still getting good intersections. That's the one where we're really focused. We will have 2 drills on there next week, and that's where we're putting more of our attention. The other targets have one drill until we define a zone that we think is gonna be extending, or we need more permits in place, such as at Midway. Then we'll have one rig on each of those targets, with the main focus still being at Big Vein.
Roger, what are the turnaround times at the assay labs for you guys right now? Can you give us some insights here?
Yeah, they're getting better. I think the last assays that we got in, I think they were from samples that we sent in April. So we're about 2 months now, which is a hell of a lot better than the 5 months that we had earlier in the year. So about a 2 month turnaround is what we're down to, I think.
Okay, Roger, we'll wrap it up here. I'll post a link to that news release outlining those 7 drill holes that were released. Also, I recommend checking out some of the past news releases out of the company to get a good understanding of just how consistently they are hitting gold at a number of these targets. And if any of you have any follow-up questions for Roger, please email me, fleck@kereport.com. I'll get those addressed for you, and we'll follow up as more news hits the market. Roger, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Cory. It's always a good time.